We're here at Spaghetti Factory. Marie's having a good plate of ravioli. Yeah, that's an alcoholic drink, but that's okay. She's over 21. Here's Nick. He's the birthday boy. Birthday man, 23.
Old.
So if you could turn just a little bit this way, turn in your whole body so we can see you. Give us the wisdom of what you've learned in 23 years, just like that guy.
3 years.
Okay.
I have learned many things.
Look in the camera.
One of the things, I don't like looking directly at the camera. I like
Yeah.
looking about.
Look over at the top of my head.
That's just weird. I look where I want to go.
No, look at the camera. Kidding
No.
you a little bit. It looks weird.
You don't look at the camera. You look away. You look wistfully to places.
Okay, but look
Okay.
here sometimes.
All right, sometimes. Like I was saying.
Edit it, right?
No.
No?
I can.
Go.
Okay. As I was saying before, at some point in your life, you will meet someone who, no matter what your opinion is, considers it to be wrong and considers their opinion to be right, negating the fact that opinions aren't wrong or right, they're opinions. They're not facts. So when you meet this person, don't argue with them. Just accept it, say, you can have your opinion, I can have mine, and they will constantly try to fight you, try to make you believe their opinion, and it's not worth your time. So just avoid the conversation altogether, whatever the matter is. Because they're not going to actually discuss anything with you, they're just going to argue at you. And you don't want to get into that.
What have you learned about toothbrushes?
I have learned that if your gums hurt, it's not the toothbrush's fault, it's your teeth's fault. You've got something going on in your mouth, so you go to the dentist and get it checked out.
I have something to say about toothbrushes.
You're not in this.
Your gums shouldn't bleed ever.
Okay.
It's not a thing you should do.
What else have you learned in 23
I've
years?
learned that no matter how good a friend you are with someone, at some point you will lose a friend. And it's going to hurt and it's going to suck. But the best thing to do is to accept it, focus on your higher priority friends, and move on. Because letting that person who didn't want to be your friend anymore drag you down into self-doubt is unhealthy and bad for you. What else have I learned?
What did you learn about bananas? You eat a lot of those. Over your life, you've eaten a lot of bananas.
I enjoy eating bananas. They're high in potassium. That's about it I've learned from bananas.
I just learned that if you peel it from the bottom, you don't get it stringy.
And if you take the peeling and you put it over a bruise, the bruise goes away faster.
We haven't proven that.
That's what they said.
Okay, that's what they said.
They.
Whoever they are.
What have you learned about they?
I have learned that if you are in news or reporting, never use they said, because they has no connotation to actual fact. You can't rely on a source that's they. There's nothing there. So don't do that. Actually source your thing.
Did you learn that in broadcasting?
No, I learned that from a podcast I listened to.
Yeah, what have you learned about podcasts?
I have learned that there are many podcasts. They're a good way to learn new things. They're a good way to talk and listen to people's opinions. So that's good.
Is this running?
Yes, it's running. See that? That means it's running.
Thank you. Just want to make sure.
I'm in the video now.
I have also learned that. How do I want to say this?
Yeah, be careful. This might be seen by many people. The
Well,
worldwide. It might go viral.
Like a favorite advice giver once said, advice is and this is paraphrasing, but advice is a rosier painting over of nostalgia. So it's taking things that you did in your life and painting them a little bit better. So I have learned that do not pursue people of the opposite sex as anything other than people. The whole idea of how do I get girls or how do I get guys should not be an idea contemplated. What it should be is,
How do I get to know you?
how do I get to know you? How do I approach
Getting to
you?
know you, getting to know all about you.
That's enough.
Like you.
Your mindset should be.
That was our side musician.
Your mindset should be: this is a person with scars and with emotional trauma that they've gone through, with problems of their own.
But not too much, right?
Well, people go through a lot of things. You shouldn't view a person as a girl or a guy just that. You should consider them as everything they are. Because if you're just trying to get with a girl or get with a guy, you obviously don't care about respecting them very much. But if you approach them as, hey, you seem really cool. I like that you like this. I like that too. There's a conversation.
All right.
So that's what I've learned about people.
What have you learned about armadillos?
They are everywhere in Texas.
On the side of the road.
They are the
Yes,
roadkill
they're
of
the
Texas.
roadkill of Texas.
They're the raccoons of Texas.
Did that surprise you?
It did. I also. That's about it.
23 years.
I've learned it's good to travel. It's good to see other people's living, how they live, what their life is like, how different it is from yours. It gives you a very good perspective on the world. It,
Have you ever crossed the Mississippi River?
I think twice now. At least. It's a good idea to travel, but not only around the world, but around your country, your state. You know, make it your home. Find out why you should love the place you live. There's plenty of
Good
reasons.
weather all year round, except for the few days when it rains and storms and trees fall down.
That's our side reporter. How about places you like to... Have you learned some good places to hike around here?
I've learned there's a lot of good trails if you're willing to hike them, if you're willing to look for them. There's a lot of hidden trails. I've learned that, yeah, it's still going.
Just showing them lasagna.
I've learned that
Just showing the lasagna, she says.
at some point in anyone's life, you're going to be faced with the option of exploring a place that could be considered trespassing.
Oh.
My advice is to seek out these places and trespass. Be careful about it. Be safe about it. Don't ever run from cops. Never run from the police.
And don't ever use little fake guns either.
Never.
What have you learned about water? Pretty
Drink
important.
it. It's good for you. The water in Russia is apparently terrible. I still don't know if it's true what they say about why in Russia people drink vodka. What I've heard is that they drink vodka because the water is so terrible. That's what everyone drinks vodka.
I heard that too.
I've heard that. They say that. I
Actually,
don't.
it's because vodka is cheap to make if you're using cheap vodka.
That's true.
What have you learned about mothers?
I've
Be
learned.
careful now. I'm a mother. I'm your mother.
I've learned that. That's
See
my
me?
mom. Yeah. I've learned that mothers are something to be cherished.
No.
I've learned that.
This said on his 23rd birthday.
Yes.
This is his drink.
It's alcoholic beverage.
It's called something.
Skinny palm.
Skinny pomegranate.
I've learned that it's important to respect your.
Would you guys like some boxes to go, or are you still working?
Yes,
on it?
please.
Alrighty.
Still working.
Still working on it. Would you like a box?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
That's all right. I've learned that it's important to respect your mother and listen to her advice, but at some point you have to choose what to do and which advice to take and which advice to say thank you, but I will be taking a different path.
No.
I like it
Duly
when
noted.
I
Duly
like
noted.
when you say duly noted, or you say things like
Filed under I heard you.
"Father underheard you, but I'm not doing it."
Yes. You know,
That's
it's-
a good one.
It's important to establish at a certain point in your life that you are capable of making decisions for yourself. You know, and it's okay to tell your parents that.
Thank you.
It's okay to tell your parents that, but do so in a respectful way, in a way that says, "I still respect you and I love you, but it's my life and I have to make a choice."
There's a song about that.
I bet there is.
This is the singer. She's always singing everything.
I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm
All right.
It's my life.
Yeah,
That's enough. Oh, you took a bite.
I've learned you should live the life that you want to live. It should be your life, because in the end, you have to live with it. Not your parents, not your friends, not your teachers, you.
You told me this morning what does it mean to have success
Yes.
in life? Can you tell us what success
should-
in life?
The only one who has to define success is you for your life. Don't let anyone else tell you what success is, because there is no one way to be successful or to attain being successful. Follow the things in life that you like. Explore new things. Try new things. Eat new food.
No.
This feels like a podcast.
It is.
It's very long. Nobody's gonna watch it. It's so long.
I'll watch it.
Hours and hours of advice. So yeah, no one can tell you what success is. Only you can.
What do you do when you have a string that's loose on a piece of fabric, a shirt, a sweater? What should you do?
I would say anyone should carry around
Lighter.
a pair of scissors, some needles, some sewing thread, and should learn how to hand sew, because you never know when you're going to get a hole in your pants, a hole in a jacket, and you need to sew something.
Should you pull on that string?
No.
No, you cut it.
Or you burn it.
Or you burn it. That works too.
The sister really wants to get in on this, I can tell.
I'm a ham. Always have been, always will be. Thank you for watching.
But she's eating ravioli, not ham.
Ravioli are gone. She's just zooming in on sauce.
At least once a week, get with friends and do something. Try to do something regularly. You don't have to be a social butterfly. I certainly am not. But it's
What?
I am an introvert
What?
who likes the company of others.
You're a complex being.
I'm a complex person. I like my quiet alone time where I can just do whatever and not say anything for hours. And then I like hanging out with people and talking about everything. People are complicated. There's no... The whole idea that women are this way and men are that way is a lie. People are people and people are complicated. But pursue things you enjoy. Find people who enjoy the same things. Find people who enjoy other things.
What do you think about studying the past and those that are dead and other historical things like your mother always
I
does?
think there's a lot of things you can learn from people who have passed on. I think in order to live a full, successful life, three things are very important. One, study the past. Study the mistakes of the past. Study how people were back then as opposed to now.
Pompeii. Don't live near a volcano.
Yep. Two, I would say
Sequitur.
the present is important, and live in the present because it's the life that you are currently a part of. And cherish the present. And then the third, look to the future and be not worried, but concerned positively. Think about what you might want to do, or think about projects you would like to accomplish. Don't. I feel like if you only live in the present, you're not prepared for anything in the future. Whereas if you're thinking about the future, you're going to take steps to prepare for things happening.
What do you think about the reserve? I know that's a hot topic with you. Is it called the reserve? The money, the
Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve. I know you've learned some things that you have strong opinions
learned
about.
That the Federal Reserve is not actually an important part of the U.S. government.
Shocking.
And it's not even a governmentally owned establishment. It's a privately owned bank that loans money to the U.S.
Amazing.
And it's ridiculous. And healthcare... Someone said this, and I thought it was fantastic, that when it comes to our military budget, we as the United States have no problem spending billions of money on weapons. But when it comes to healthcare and people's well-being, we have a problem with the idea that they should be taken care of.
I heard a comedian last night say something about when we see the high cost, we'll see the high cost of healthcare.
Oh, if we thought healthcare was expensive, if we thought healthcare was expensive before, look at how expensive it'll be when it's free.
Yeah, because it's really not free.
Because other people have to pay for it to help the others that are getting it, and then the whole problem is the system is broken.
Do you think the society should help each other with illness? And
Yes.
we should help each
I
other.
think people-
Use our taxes for that.
I think people should help people. I think we are so stuck in this idea.
We have a song. Hold that thought.
Alright.
People who need people.
That's all.
I think we're so stuck in this idea of need, I need more than everybody else. And I'm not living successfully if I don't have everything. You know? And instead I think we should have this idea of, I have a lot. How can I use some of it to help other people? You know, you don't have to throw away all your money to help people. You can use a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there. I think if we all pitched in and paid for healthcare and paid slightly higher taxes, people would be a lot more healthier. It seems to be working in the rest of the world.
I think you need to trim your mustache.
Never.
How do you feel about beards and
I
mustaches?
like beards. I think it's important to grow a beard.
What do you think for the people who can't grow beards?
I'm sorry.
Like your father.
I am sorry. It's unfortunate.
He's
because
quite
beards-
impressed that you can grow a beard like
Beards
that.
are very nice to have.
But is there a problem with mustaches?
No.
Well, when
tells
you're
you-
eating
anyone who
food,
tells
you
you
said
is
when-
a liar and a hater.
Today when you were eating-
because you're single, you're not kissing anybody.
Today when you were eating, you kind of had some things dripping, right?
I think
And you said something about
if
mustaches.
you are dating someone who tells you how to look, how to be, you should break up with them immediately. Because you should be with someone who appreciates and likes you for who you
Will
are.
you follow that? You're a
kiss somebody and I'm eating their mustache hair. It's horrible. Just a little trim, a little tiny trim.
That's your problem.
That's your problem. I think don't settle for anybody.
Will you follow your advice in the future? Will you listen to
Probably.
this?
I will try to.
Will you go back and listen to this when you're in a situation, maybe? And
Maybe.
Maybe not. It's very long.
It is very
yeah, would you follow this podcast if it was an actual podcast?
long. Maybe.
Yeah, you sound very wise.
Drink responsibly.
You've learned a lot in
Don't
23
drink
years.
and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and run.
Don't drink and run. It's fine.
Don't drink and run. Drink
That
and
was
run
a
is
hard
bad.
lesson, wasn't it?
Don't snowboard without taking lessons. You won't figure it out on the way down the hill. You will break something.
Is that based on experience?
Yes. When you're putting a kayak into a car or into a pickup, keep a good grip on it because it will slip and break something.
Like a window.
Like your
a
uncle's,
window.
your uncle's
Like your
truck
uncle's
window.
back window.
But it was his fault too.
It was all of us.
What did you learn about playing a ukulele and singing?
Learn an instrument. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be majestic, but learn to play something.
Like a kazoo.
Like a kazoo, like a harmonica, like the drums, like the guitar. Pick something, and you will feel so much joy in feeling accomplished and learning something and being able to make music.
Can you sing a song for us to end this show?
No, I can't.
I'd like you to sing this song.
Well, what song would you like me to sing?
That one about the guy who's looking up at the moon. La Belle. It's French.
Oh, my belle Evangeline.
Angeline. Yeah, you do a good rendition of that.
I have to try to remember the words.
La 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 la.
Look how she lights up the sky. My belle Evangeline. So far from me that I know her heart belongs to only me. That's another thing. Never be ashamed of what you like. Don't let anyone ever tell you that your movies are bad, that your music is bad.
Did you think of that because he was singing about his love for the
because
moon?
he likes The Princess and the Frog, and it's like a girl type movie.
Yes, don't let anyone tell you how to define things. If you like Disney, you like Disney, and that's great. If you like metal and someone tells you metal is bad, you tell them no, it's not.
Can you finish the song?
No. I don't remember the rest of it. So I hope you enjoyed that because that's all you're going to get.
Thank you. Toodaloo. Okay, put it on me. I want to say the last word.
I'll say last words. Mom's last words.
This is the last word from your mom. I love you very much.
Oh.
And when you were born at 3:11 in the morning, you came out into this world full force, ready to fly, no matter what the nurse said. And you have,
Always had a full head of hair.
yeah, no, you have enriched our life,
Oh.
given us love,
So sweet.
and taught us many things along the way, and it's been fun to watch you grow up. You scared me to death, sometimes balancing on things, but I always knew you could do it. And you will go far. You have a good definition of success. You will go far.
Thank
and we
you,
all
Mom.
love you.
Thank you very much. And also, wear sunscreen.
Yeah, where's
Always wear sunscreen.
And a hat.
And a hat.